Grand Prix hydroplane racing from SeaFair, brought to you by JJR Engineering and Fabrication.
Jeff, take it away, buddy.
1A, it was attrition as we had three boats, Jeff Bernard, Austin Egret, and Josh Harnack. Three boats started. Bernard led early. Here's Austin Egret, and here come Harnack up on the outside. And we'll see Bernard here, I believe, shortly. As they came to the line, Bernard was in one, Austin Egret in two, Josh Harnack on the outside. The start was good, but attrition would bite us here momentarily as we had a nice triple-decker going into turn number one on lap number one. Bernard tucked to the pins, and Steve and Nate, that boat is so superior on the inside. That was your top qualifier at over 131 miles per hour.
Yeah, and for those not familiar with this class, this is essentially the funny cars, the top fuel class of limited hydroplane racing.
Now this was a nice battle between the Miss Renee and Josh Harnack with their local sponsor, Caveman Kitchen, but the boat on the outside, they have had trouble all weekend, as you see right there, went dead in the water, and Miss Renee right there. Now we'll probably see Jeff going dead in the water. You see Harnack with the lid up.
He was pulling up to him too, but that is like a shooting star, your brightest before it blows up.
Exactly, and there's the Miss Renee with the Austin Egret. Now there's where Jeff Bernard went dead in the water with the local sponsor, Ty Ginger. Miss Renee, named after the owner, Brian Richards' late mother. Of course, his company, JJR Engineering and Fabrication, is the GP class sponsor here at SeaFair. And there was your winner of Heat 1A, Austin Egret and the Miss Renee. And once the other two went down, it was easy pickings.
Yep, I think that's a number you're familiar with in that boat.
Yeah, 17's a great.
Yes, sir. That was Nate's.
There's the results. Austin Egret was the winner. Did not finish was Jeff, and did not finish was Josh.
Tough. Jeff was leading last weekend and blew an engine, or I think it was a propeller that went last time, but we may see him in the final, hopefully.
Yeah, he's going to be in the final.
Heat 1B coming out. There's the beautiful Cool Cat Motorsports. We had Kevin Egret in lane one from Edmonds in the Freak. Greg Hopp, the veteran, in lane two, and the Old Trapper Beef Jerky. John Shaw on the outside. There's the Freak. Beautiful boat owned by Brian Richards out of Snohomish. And we're coming down to the start. Kevin Egret in lane one. Greg Hopp in lane two. John Shaw on the outside. We get to the line. It was good.
Wow, what a start.
But as we go through the footage here, recapping Heat 1B from Friday, the attrition bug hit us again, but guys right there, Egret looked good on the buoys, but Hopp and Shaw would eventually have problems.
Give me a sense of pride here for a second. John Shaw and his sister were created in my home when their parents were on vacation.
And they are twins,
They are
brother and
indeed.
sister, and you see Greg Hopp going dead in the water, unfortunately, and what that was, a $2.50 flange that held the fuel pump on giveaway.
Oh, no.
Now we go back, and there is Egret going up into the north turn on this 1 2/3 course on Lake Washington for GP. And I'm assuming here very shortly we'll see the 135 go down with John Shaw. But Kevin Egret, that's a beautiful boat. That's the previous Charger, and there is John Shaw right there. They had a motor grenade, and it was a tough break. But Ed Thompson and his crew out of Street, Maryland, they put it back together. They're in the final. There's the GP10. How do you like that cowling design with Jimmy James?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, this is the water's rougher because they're running a shorter course, generating more wake. And every time that prop comes out of the water, hits the rev limiter, you're stressing the crankshaft and the connecting rods, and away it goes.
And there's Kevin Egret on the cool-off lap, and there's your 1B results. Kevin Egret on top, Greg Hopp and John Shaw, and unfortunate did not finish, even though we had number 2 for Hopp, but he would love to have it, but he didn't. Nate going to 2A. The Old Trapper Beef Jerky was fixed. The $2.50 flange was found, bolted back on the fuel pump. Josh Harnack in lane 1, Greg Hopp in lane 2, Jeff Bernard on the outside. This should be a good one, and it was for a while. We'll just see how it recaps here on the play-by-play. There's the green flag in the start, and Bernard was right there on the outside, which was key.
He nails it, but boy, watch Hopp. This boat is amazing. 26-year-old boat. Originally, I believe it was the Alamo boat. Just a real bullet, and the Hopps know how to keep this thing together.
And Jerry out of Snohomish doing a great job, and off the turn, you see Jeff Bernard in the lead. And there's Josh Harnack in the Caveman Kitchen. Here's Bernard, and working that canard wing. Fill us in on what that does.
You know, you're trying to keep it not too heavy in the water, but he's got the canard wing way up, and it's causing the boat to react off the sponsons. You really want to float it over that stuff if you can. It's don't blow it over, but get fast.
And there's the unfortunate attrition right there for Josh Harnack and Bob Shellhaze's boat. Bernard and the Thai Ginger working through turn number 1. And Jeff Wood come down to get the checkered flag, and there's Greg Hobb. Greg survived, and Wood gets second in Heat 2A. And, boy, beautiful shot there, the 79. Steve, that's a 3-time defending national champion in Grand Prix America. Owner Mike Grindell out of Massachusetts.
Great ride. Jeff's doing super. We got some racing royalty. Hopp's father is the fastest grandfather ever to have raced, set the kilo record in this class.
Bernard was the winner. Hopp in second. Kevin Ekert, well, that was actually Josh Harnack had it did not finish in 2A. Now we're coming to 2B, a 4-boat heat. John Shaw in 1, Austin Ekert in 2, his cousin Kevin Ekert in lane 3. Chris Grant's first appearance in the GP5 in lane 4, and Nate, it's great when you bring a boat to the race in the Grants, and they actually started and finished this heat. They were thrilled.
Yeah, this is a class that takes a lot to be able to start and finish, so that's a good goal to start with, is starting and finishing.
And there was the start, and you saw
a little
bit early. John Shaw led him across the line in the Cool Cat Motorsports. Beautiful boat owned by Ed and Andrea Thompson out of Street, Maryland. And there's Austin Ekert, the one I kind of like in this final heat, coming up here later on Kong. There's Ekert walking the boat, and Steve, that's a good boat ride.
Yes, sure. It doesn't look, but it's filling the air, which you need to do to keep it in the water. And I got a favor, which I should, but Kevin used to race with us in Unlimited. And a heck of a driver, great guy, tremendous family support, but all 4 of these people, terrific competitors.
And there's Kevin Ekert in the Prix.
And if I'm correct, Kevin's the painter for many of these boats, I believe.
Yes, Kevin's a very talented individual and really good with the squirt gun, painting the boats. And
he and Terry Jo Bala, just what a team they make, what a couple. It's great to have them in powerboat racing.
Beautiful people, and they've been great to me here this weekend with hospitality. And you see the finish coming up here as Kevin Ekert would win Heat 2B because Austin Ekert, back to your point, did jump the gun in the Miss Renee. So Kevin Ekert won 2B. Chris Grant started and finished in second. That was his first ever Grand Prix heat.
Boy, good race. This final is going to be something with these guys because the water's going to get rougher. The day's getting a little better, getting a little warmer. Looking forward to seeing the final in this one, Jeff.
Yeah, 3A's been run too as well. They combined that heat because there was attrition, so that was the people. Lane 1 was Greg Hopp, lane 2 was Jeff Bernard, lane 3 Austin, 4 was Kevin Ekert. The noise in the background you hear, they're on the water right now for the final 2 as well. So let's get these results of 3A done.
Grand Prix Hydroplane Final from SeaFair is brought to you by JJR Engineering and Fabrication.
They were running behind there, so we didn't have that video for you, but we are going to go to the lineup here for the final.
Kevin Ekerit's in 1, Austin Ekerit's number 2, Jeff Bernard, GP79, Greg Hopp at the 15, Josh Harnack in the 12, John Shaw in the 135, and Chris Grant. 7 of these boats on this course. Boy, if you don't get the inside here, you are stuck.
Yeah, exactly, and I think handicapping on paper, Jeff Bernard is the favorite in lane number 3, your top qualifier, but keep your eye on the dominant white baby blue boat with the red lettering. That's Austin Ekert out of Burien. In the Miss Renee, there's Greg Hopp we see in the old Trapper Beef Jerky. Steve, you told me earlier you drove that boat once for Ned Allen.
I sure did. And what a boat. I mean, amazing power. But you see him now messing around here trying to get the lane. Doesn't look like Jeff's got lane 2 unless he's going to leapfrog the boat on the inside.
No, they're all signed lanes.
Signed lanes.
Oh, it's okay, signed lanes.
It's
okay.
I was getting
out for a while.
Oh, heavens. I would rather race.
What we really want to see here, people, is all these boats you see in that frame right there, that's a great shot, you guys, is to be able to start and finish this heat. If we get all the boats coming across the start-finish line at full song, it's going to be really impressive.
But Nate, I'm going to let him race, brother, not set the lanes. But that's okay.
That's okay. That's okay.
You just got to nail your start, leave it wide open.
Look at that. That's a great shot. All these boats in the water.
It is.
And their butterflies are running right now. They say, where do I be? Where's my timing mark? And some of these boats a little bit outside, they can't see the buoys through the rooster tail, so they have to kind of key off the other boats. So look how close they got. Look at that.
That's a couple.
Whoa, there's somebody losing a lane right there.
Oh,
yeah.
Someone's lost a lane there. So that's going to be an interesting call. See what the referees say on that one.
They are going to put some money in the cuss jar on that one, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think so too as well.
We're coming to the line, mile and 2/3 course, 3-lap heat. We're racing.
We got some late start.
Austin Egret leads them across the line in lane number 2 in the Miss Renee, but on his hip is Jeff Bernard at the Thai Ginger. Greg Hopp appears outside of the Old Trapper Big Jerky. Hopper lost the skid fin, went down momentarily. There's Kevin Egret on the inside. Egret back in third. Now Greg Hopp going dead in the water in the Old Trapper Beef Jerky. And we got a deck-to-deck battle up into the north turn. Your top qualifier, the orange Thai Ginger in front. Austin Egret tucked back in second. Steve and Nate, deck-to-deck dueling doesn't get better.
We just got word from the officials, too, that was a clean start. It was close, but it was a good start. So here they are, first and second, right there.
And there's your lane 1 and 2. Jeff's got straightaway speed. The other fellow had lane 1. Get 5 miles an hour to go past him. If Jeff can keep it in the water, it looks like he might have this one.
Lap number 1 complete. The top 2. Really light that one outside. Now Austin Egret has regained the advantage and takes the lead. Shorter way around now. Jeff Bernard, let's hope he avoids Greg Hopp.
I think he went outside.
Dead in the water.
That could have made all the difference in this race. Is Jeff having to go outside of the stalled boat and he got loose going into the turn. That opens up a 20-lap lead, 20-boat length lead for this 17. That could make all the difference.
We're past the halfway mark of the championship heat for Grand Prix America at the Apollo Mechanical Cup at SeaFair. You see up above in turn number 2. Steve, you're exactly right. Austin Egret's lead is increased, but Jeff Bernard not giving up on the outside.
Wound up. He's got it wound up.
Nate,
he knows where they are
doing? I'd be pushing Bernard out to the shoreline.
I would too as well, but he's also got to look. He's too close to him to dive on the inside, but maybe not. It could be. If he's going to go wide here, he dives through the tail and gets to the inside.
Yeah, this is the time to go wide, and then what Jeff might do is dive through that tail to the inside. It's a risky move, but he's got to do it if he's going to pull a win out of this.
Absolutely. If you want to win on Lake Washington, you're running out of tricks, you're running out of time. It's the final lap of the Grand Prix Championship.
His heart rate right now is probably 190 in first. You're just hoping you keep her in the water. You know you got a guy coming up on the outside. What a race.
Final turn, final lap, Grand Prix Championship.
Well. So a lot of boats running on the course still. That's wonderful.
Could it be a party in Burien tonight?
It's going to be.
Austin Egret, the owner, Brian Richards, this boat named after his late mother, Miss Renee. Your winner, the GP Championship,
well done.
is Austin Egret in the Miss Renee.
Well, and I think Mom's watching from above, and that was a victory for her.
And that's the first GPA victory for owner Brian Richards and Richards Racing out of Snohomish, Washington. There's Jeff Bernard. Guys, you both know Jeff. He'll be very disappointed, but with the lane assignments and also, too, the rough water and running outside Austin Egret, that was key for Egret to win, but it hurt Bernard traveling more real estate to his outside
going
hip.
to that first turn, trying to come in tight. It just
watch the replay now to see. I don't know if we're going to see the start or what, but the start, you'll be able to. This is the exact start here coming down. So yeah, you saw the
look at that
there inside.
One boat apart.
One thing I'm not sure about during the score, we did see it. We saw some boats kind of push out and close loose lanes and all that. So I don't have official word yet from the tower on what the official is, but right now it appears that the U-17 is the winner and Jeff Bernard is second.
And Nate, you bring up a great point, but I think those boats that could be in violation were on the outside of the boats in lanes 1, 2, and 3.
I do believe so, too.
And those two made it on they were penalized because they were way late on the start. Heavens, they showed up for dinner at breakfast time.
Yeah. That's right, Steve. You did that a lot, too.
Oh, did I?
Now, there we go. There's that's the Charger, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to come back to the winner right
GP10,
after this.
That's the Freak.